Just wanted to talk, that's all.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. I know that it's been a tough offseason for the Yankees fans after a tough World Series loss to the Los Angeles Dodgers, but a bit of good news tonight. Luis Gil has been recognized as the American League Rookie of the Year for 2024. All right, congratulations to the real deal. He is the first Yankee to win the award since Aaron Judge. He is the first Yankee pitcher to win the award since Dave Spaghetti Righetti back in 1981. And I've been calling him the real deal since the first time I saw him pitch a few years back. And this year he finally showed what he's capable. And I think there's a lot more that he's capable of, too, once he refines his command a little bit. But Luis Gil picks up the Rookie of the Year award. Let's take a look real quick at his baseball savant metrics here, because he has been just really great this year. 15-7 record, 3.50 ERA, more than a strikeout per inning. He had 171 strikeouts and 151 2/3 innings. The whip, a very respectable 1.19. You take a look at the metrics, too, and they tell the story of a guy who really has phenomenal stuff. He's in the 94th percentile in terms of his breaking ball run value. His changeup is lights out. His whiff percentage is great. His fastball velocity, all elite. He was fourth on the team in Baseball Reference WAR with 3.1 wins above replacement. He made 17 starts in which he allowed 1 run or fewer. And guys, that is absolutely incredible. That is just absolutely incredible. And he picked up the Yankees in a big spot this year. Gerrit Cole went down with that edema in his elbow during spring training, and Luis Gil stepped up and won a spot in the rotation and was lights out from the opening bell. On June 14th, he was 9-1 with a 2.03 ERA. And if you told me before the season that one of the Yankees pitchers would be 9-1 with a 2.03 ERA on June 14th, I would have said it was Gerrit Cole. So that's the kind of shoes that he filled by pitching the way he did. He did lose 3 starts in a row from June 20th through July 2nd. He had a 14.90 ERA over those games. But then he tweaked the grip on his slider, and he dialed it back in again. And over his next 10 starts, he went 5-2 with a 2.65 ERA, struck out 59 in 51 1/3 innings. And the one thing that bugged him this year was that he had way too many walks. 77 walks in 151 2/3 innings. But I think once he buttons up the command a little bit, he really does have ace potential. And not everybody is able to, dial in the command. Some guys struggle with it their entire career. Nolan Ryan was one of those guys. A lot of times those guys who are, electric with their arm, and more specifically guys who are max effort. But if you watch Luis Gil, you'll notice he's not max effort. He's got what they would call easy gas. And I'm not talking about the type you get from Taco Bell. He's got a very loose arm action, right? So once he tightens up his mechanics a little bit, I think the sky is absolutely the limit for him. But look, not everybody's able to dial in their command. But once he does, I'm telling you guys, you're looking at a potential Cy Young Award winner. Matt Blake is his pitching coach. Gerrit Cole in the same rotation. Both of these guys understand analytics and modern pitching. And Matt Blake understands it from like the nerd perspective, like shifted wake and all this stuff. And Gerrit Cole understands how to put it into practice from a practical perspective as a Cy Young Award winning pitcher. So congratulations to Luis Gil, the real deal, your 2024 American League Rookie of the Year. And the comments are flowing in with congratulations. And look, I think he's just going to be a phenomenal pitcher as he ages. And, I think you can pencil him in as your number 2 guy next year. I know Rodon makes more money and so forth, but Luis Gil really did pitch better than Carlos Rodon this year. So I think it goes Garrett Cole, Luis Gil, Carlos Rodon, and then probably Clark Schmidt as your number 4. And then right now the number 5 spot remains open. You've got a potential battle between between Marcus Stroman and Nestor Cortez. Nestor Cortez obviously dealing with an elbow injury late in the season. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out for the number 5 spot. But great job by Luis Gil to elevate himself in Major League Baseball as one of the elite pitchers in the game. Michael Miles says, I wouldn't be surprised if we learned he had a nagging back injury since the end of June, which contributed to his midseason fall-off and control issues. It's definitely possible. It's also worth noting that he had never thrown anywhere near this many innings in his career, and he was coming back off of Tommy John surgery. So he was, picking up a workload that maybe his body wasn't quite ready for. He's always had command issues, so I don't think that those are really related to, either the layoff or the back issue. I think that his command issues are more related to slightly inconsistent release points and mechanics. But in terms of his drop-off, the fact that he was able to put it back together, tweak the grip on his slider, and really have a strong second half. Now, his last couple of starts of the season were not great. He got clobbered in his final outing. That kind of elevated his numbers, but he was hovering around a 3 ERA in the month of September. That's damn impressive for a kid. And he is 26 years old, so he's a little bit older than your average rookie of the year. I believe Aaron Judge was 25 when he won it, but that's because of the Tommy John surgery. He came up in 2021. He made 6 starts. He was 1-1 with a 3.07 ERA. He had 29 in a third innings and 38 strikeouts that year, so the strikeout stuff was already there. You might recall that he had, I believe the lowest amount of runs ever for a starting pitcher through his first 3 starts. Maybe it was 0. He might have had 3 straight scoreless outings to begin his career. I bet I can find it real quick. We'll just go to the old baseball reference. We'll fire that up on the screen. We'll take a look back. I like to look back at the game logs from previous years and just see how guys have evolved. So you see, he began his career August 3rd of 2021. He went 6 shutout innings against the Baltimore Orioles. He then threw 5 shutout innings against the Seattle Mariners. And then and then his third start, 4 2/3 innings against the Boston Red Sox of shutout baseball. He made 3 more starts. He ended up getting Tommy John surgery. But if you flash forward to 2024, you'll see this amazing stretch that he had. And here's a little baseball reference trick. You can click on one row and then skip down and click on another. Actually, that didn't work. It's supposed to work. If you highlight all of them, you can also do it individually, which I will do now. You can see that it tallies up the amount of starts. Maybe I just hold shift. Yeah, there we go. Through his first 14 starts from April 1st through June 14th, the Yankees were 12-2 in those starts, and he went 9-1 with a 2.03 ERA. He only allowed 5 home runs. And look at the strikeouts, 96 strikeouts in 80 innings. And look at the hits, 39 hits in 80 innings. That is, as they say, redonkulous. So, well-earned Rookie of the Year for Luis Gil. I'm very proud of the real deal. Sir Roger says, I knew one of our guys would win it. Also worth mentioning that Austin Wells was a finalist. I didn't see where he finished. I haven't seen the full voting yet. I only saw that Gil won. But top 3 for 2 of our guys. So those of you who say the Yankees can't develop young players, well, this just shows you they can. They absolutely can. So very, very nice job by Luis Gil and by the Yankees organization and their development team. Gregory Wayne says they needed to control his innings pitched in the second half. Yeah, he had a little break there where he went on the IL. I think that was part of it. They wanted to back him off and just kind of rest him a little bit. They're at the point now where the technology exists to study every single pitch that someone throws, right? I mean, you can look at the arm angle, the spin rate, the velocity, the movement, on every single pitch. And so you don't have to guess about innings limits or whatever. The numbers and the data will show you when somebody is beginning to slow down or beginning to show signs of fatigue. And he just never really hit that point this year at the end of the year. He had that brief break with the back injury, and then he came back and he was strong. And he made a couple of starts in the postseason. I think he's going to be lights out next year, maybe 18, 19 wins. 15 wins this year. You have to, figure he's going to get better. Could he be a 20-game winner? We'll see. There's not a lot of those guys these days, but he's got the type of stuff to do it. So congratulations to Luis Gil. BHD Claps wants to talk Juan Soto. He says, has there been anything on the meeting with Soto? I haven't seen it yet, but you have to remember that they're in California, so it's still 4 o'clock out there, so the business day might still be going on. My guess is it's a dinner. It's either a lunch or a dinner. They'll probably get together, have a meeting, break bread for a little bit, go out, have dinner, drinks, whatever. I'm sure Hal Steinbrenner going to pick up the tab someplace nice. And, at the very least, we'll find out where Juan Soto stands and if he truly wants to be a Yankee. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, quick word from our sponsor, Storyworth, and I'll be back to take a few more comments here. Hang on just a second. Let me pull it up, and then we'll be back with just a few more.
This holiday season, I want to give a gift to my loved ones that makes them feel special and unique. That gift is Storyworth.
Here's how it works. Each week, Storyworth emails your loved one a thought-provoking question that you get to help pick. Things like, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? And what's the farthest you've ever traveled? All your loved one needs to do is respond with a story. Long or short, it doesn't matter. After that year of fun, Storyworth compiles those stories and photos into a beautiful keepsake hardcover book that you'll be able to share and revisit for generations to come. This is the perfect book to pass along at family gatherings or read with your kids. It is beautifully orchestrated by Storyworth, and that's why it has more than 35,000 five-star reviews on Trustpilot, with millions of stories preserved since they were founded over 10 years ago.
With Storyworth, I'm giving those I love most a thoughtful personal gift from the heart and preserving their memories and stories for years to come. Go to storyworth.com/foul and save $10 on your first purchase. That's storyworth.com/foul to save $10 on your first purchase.
All right. X-Rated, great name, says Cowser almost had it, but so happy for Luis Gil. Wow. This really is a testament to the Yankees player development. And the fact that Austin Wells also top 3, you got Jason Dominguez, who is the number 9 overall prospect in Major League Baseball. That list came out today. He's going to be your starting either center fielder or left fielder next year, depending on what happens with Juan Soto. So there is a lot of talent, coming up through the Yankees system right now. And you hope that that's something that Juan Soto considers, as he makes his decision for where he wants to play. I know the Mets got a lot of young talent too and a lot of money. And Dodgers too, they're going to be stacked too. But, stay with the Yanks. We got some young guys that are developing, and, we got a chance to be strong contenders for years and years to come, and nobody wants to move, right? You don't want to gather all your stuff and pack all your boxes and take your pictures off the wall and pack away your PlayStation 5 and all that stuff. You just want to show up at the ballpark next year and play baseball. So Juan Soto, let's hope you come back. Gregory Wayne says that, I know I'm in the minority on this, but I still believe a 6-man rotation would help save arms from injury. It's something that the Dodgers are considering next year, but they've got some Japanese guys. They've obviously got Ohtani coming back from a second Tommy John surgery. They've got Yamamoto, who pitches better with that extra day rest. And there's a chance that they could sign Roki Sasaki. Now, if the Yankees are somehow able to get Roki Sasaki, I could actually see them going to a 6-man rotation, because you got Garrett Cole, who's also coming back off of an injury. Now, he likes to pitch on his regular rest, but I could see the Yankees just being cautious with him, trying to preserve that arm as we go down the final 4 years of that contract. Or is it 5? Anyway, he's finishing out his contract. We want to keep him healthy. Luis Gil, obviously, a little bit better with extra rest this year. So, and a lot of times guys with those overpowering fastballs and stuff, they can benefit, from an extra day of rest. but the issue with that is it sometimes hampers command. So, we'll see how it shakes out. But I'm not totally against the idea of a 6-man rotation. It does hurt you in the bullpen a little bit because you can't carry an extra relief pitcher. I think that if you do have a 6-man rotation, it would also benefit Marcus Stroman, who the last 2 years in a row has worn down in the second half. And he's not a big guy, right? He's a guy who, he has to generate a lot of leverage with a smaller body to throw the ball as hard as he does, as a professional pitcher has to, right? And he's only about, 5'8", so it's natural that he's going to wear down a little bit. So, I could see that happening. We'll see. Dasan Young says, do we get compensation picks for Heel winning Rookie of the Year, or was he not eligible? I think you have to be ranked in the top 100 of baseball's pipeline. I'm not sure. I don't think he was. I think that Austin Wells, if he had won, would have gotten the Yankees a compensation pick. But I meant to say compensatory, but it is a difficult word to pronounce. But I don't think that they get one for Luis Hill. I guess we'll find out from the reporters who cover this type of thing. It's there's all sorts of tangled rules there and service time and all that stuff. And I just I'm not sure. So we'll find out pretty soon, and we'll get the official draft order here in the near future. Jack Amir says, I like Heel, but if he pitched for the Royals, he would not win Rookie of the Year. It does play big on the big stage of Yankees baseball. I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you there. A lot of times there's an anti-Yankee bias, honestly. A lot of these awards don't go to Yankees because, or other cities' reporters don't like the Yankees. They don't want to vote for Yankees. So I think it's I think it's well deserved. I really do. So Kyle Aguero says, any news on Soto? A lot of Soto on people's minds. We had the rumor yesterday that the Mets offered $660 million. The source was somewhat suspect. Hector Gomez and Carlos Baerga. They've got a spotty record of their reporting, but these are guys who could be in the know. They certainly have connections, but nothing new. And I wouldn't expect Soto to sign, and I wouldn't expect anything noteworthy to happen until the winter meetings, which are in early December. So he's probably going to field offers over the next few weeks. He's going to make it known to every team what he wants, what he's looking for, not only in terms of compensation, but in terms of, the sort of his role, play the outfield, am I going to DH or whatever? He's going to decide all that stuff and figure out where he wants to be. And teams are going to make their pitch. And there's going to be some back and forth. He's going to narrow it down to the cities where he's interested in playing with, and he's going to, go back and forth on offers, and, somebody will end up paying a boatload of money. I don't totally disagree with the people yesterday who were saying, he's not really worth $660 million. Look, the guy is not an amazing right fielder. He's a generational offensive talent, especially for 26 years old, if he is indeed 26 years old. There have been some issues with age fraud coming out of the Dominican Republic, but he has not been linked to any of that, so we have no reason other than, speculation to believe that he's not actually 26. I was talking to AJ Przinsky today, and I asked him, do you think Juan Soto is actually 26? And he sounded skeptical. But look, if the Yankees do sign him, his salary is going to begin with a 5. It's going to be in the $50 million range, and it's going to be 12 or 13 years. So you're looking at humongous numbers. IB27 says, when does free agency start? It has already started, baby. It has already started. You're going to see guys move. We already saw Travis d'Arnaud signed with the Angels. There hasn't been a lot of other movement, but it generally happens right around Thanksgiving. Some guys sign just before Thanksgiving, and a lot of people, most of the free agents sign right around the winter meetings time, which are in Dallas this year in early December. So congratulations to Luis Hill one more time for the big righty. And I will be back if any further news breaks. But reminder to like and subscribe. Follow us on all your favorite podcast platforms. and all that good stuff. I see we still got people joining the chat. Dial it back to the beginning, and you'll get all the breaking news. Luis Gil, your 2024 Rookie of the Year.
Ball game over.
If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and give us a subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. We're also on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media. Join the community, have some fun. We're here after every game. This is Pinstripe Territory.